and welcome to another episode of The Real Tea of Sobriety. My name is Heather, also known as the Sober Goddess on TikTok and Facebook, and I think Instagram too. Today it will be myself interviewing Nathan. Natasha had something that she had to do today. She may be joining us a little bit later, and I hope she does. If not, we'll just kind of make her pay for it. I would like to welcome Nathan. I found Nathan on TikTok. His ID is Sober Local. Nathan, go ahead and say hi.
Hi, how's it going? Nathan with Sober Local.
So, Sober Local on TikTok, and correct me if I'm wrong, YouTube and Lemon 8.
I don't, the lemonade thing just kind of pops up.
Yeah,
I don't even know what it is.
yeah, I know. When I check all of our TikTok messages, it's like so and so wants to follow you on Lemonade. We're not on Lemonade. Okay,
Yeah,
scratch the
I don't know.
lemonade.
Yeah, I'm on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all the major socials.
Okay. Nathan has a great wealth of information. I know we follow him on TikTok. My personal account, The Sober Goddess, I follow him on TikTok as well. He really struck a chord with me because he has a great way of thinking outside of the box, which I love because our sobriety should be individualized and not kept in a little box, the same for everyone. So, Nathan, your DOC was alcohol, and you were telling me that it started with insomnia as a kid, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to go ahead and share some of your story with us?
Yeah, so when I was a kid, I had insomnia. I still have insomnia today. I still take meds to go to sleep today.
Mhm.
Um, I got introduced to alcohol pretty young, and then I joined the Navy, and like sailors do, we got drunk. And didn't really see it as a problem. It was just something that we did as sailors. It's a tradition, right? And got out of the Navy and ended up going to college. And I was working out and stuff, so I didn't really drink at that time. And then I ended up going to work for TSA, where a little bit of my soul died because I hated every second of it. And my insomnia got really bad around that time. It sort of surfaces when I'm really stressed out or have a lot going on or whatever. And so from there, I started going out with friends and we would drink, and then it sort of ended up being like, oh, that kind of helped to put me to sleep. So it started out with like seasonal beers. I would just sort of like taste seasonal beers from Whole Foods, and beer turned into wine, wine turned into liquor, and then it was like a fifth or half a fifth or half a handle or whatever it was a
Mhm.
night. And after I quit TSA, I went to go work for a oil plant or oil refinery and continued drinking there. I got told by coworkers like, "Man, you smell like straight booze right now." I was always sick. I always felt like garbage. Didn't phase me. I got laid off from there. I went to another job, same thing. And then I ended up moving to Lake Charles, which I'm in New Orleans now, so about 3 hour drive away. And I lived in this tiny flea bag hotel. It was like I don't know if I should say the name of it, but uh, it was pretty horrible. And it was really easy to go to work and then come home at night, stop off at in Louisiana, you can buy liquor in a like convenience store.
Mhm.
So it's not like I had to go to a liquor store. And I would stop and get a fifth or a handle or whatever it was, whatever I wanted to mix with it, and then I would just drink until I passed out because I was stressed out. I hated not being at home. And the easiest way to not think and to actually be able to sleep was
Yeah.
blacking out. So
Yeah.
that's what I did.
Yep. Been,
Uh,
been there, done that.
yeah. So that went on. I worked there for like a year, year and a half, and then I got laid off. Um, Went to Texas to go live with my girlfriend, and I think I left on like a Thursday, and then the COVID shutdown happened on Friday. It was 2020. I stopped at a liquor store before I got to her house to pick up a handle, and I was sober for a little bit because, well, I say sober, I was withdrawing for a little bit
Hmm.
until in our small town, the liquor store just happened to stay open. And so, I would go out and get a snack or I had to get a drink. And I would always pick up, a fifth or whatever. And it was always like the cheapest rot get nasty vodka
Yeah.
I could find. It's like 4.99 for like four of the little like pint things.
Yeah, at that point when we're in our active addiction like that, it doesn't matter what brand it is. We just want the
Yeah,
alcohol content. Yep.
correct. And anyway, fast forward a couple months, it's July. I get arrested for the first time in my life. I'd never even been to the principal's office before, never been in any kind of major trouble before. I got arrested on like a Thursday, had to spend 4 nights in jail. Um, I was broke because I didn't have a job and I was using what I had left for alcohol and like normal living expenses, cell phone, stuff like that. And so I had to call my dad, which was, he's very conservative, very down home Southern Texan dad.
Mhm. Yeah.
So it was a hard phone call to make, but he was actually way uh, more accommodating than I thought he would be. And they ended up driving there. They posted bail, but I couldn't get out until like the following Tuesday. So I spent 4 nights in jail, and that was like I can't even. At that, it was like, how did I even get here? Like
Yeah.
this was not my life plan. And so they took me to a hotel afterwards and like let me take a shower and they brought me clothes and stuff like that and basically laid out like a handful of pamphlets and he was like, "You're going to one of these places, regardless of what you think, and you're either going tonight or you're going tomorrow morning."
And this was your dad?
Yes.
Okay.
So, um, well, my parents, but
Yeah.
so I told him I would go the next morning, and so I could go spend one last night with my girlfriend before I was gone for a month. And of course, I found that missing half fifth that was stowed away somewhere, and I finished that off like an hour within me being home. And that's when my girlfriend was like, "Nope, we're going now." So went to rehab, and I know I speak a lot of more or less negative things about AA, but that's just my experience. And I do plan on
Mhm.
killing that. That was just more of a shock and awe, get attention kind of situation. Uh, went to rehab, and honestly, it was an AA based rehab, but it saved my life. That 30 days away from stress and alcohol and everything else
Yeah.
that was going on in my life was just what I needed. And it was 2020, so we didn't like get to do anything. Everything was shut down.
Yeah.
So usually they did like park trips and hikes and stuff like that, but
Nice.
we didn't get to do any of that.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Well,
yeah,
darn.
yeah. They took us to like this park that we got to walk around the track like every Saturday. That was it. But other than that, it was full isolation. Well, within the group.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm a pretty awkward, introverted kind of person, so it was hard getting used to having like four
Yeah.
roommates
Yeah.
and all this other stuff. But yeah, when I got out, I didn't have the drive to drink anymore. Of course, you still get cravings, right? But nothing so much so that I needed to like avoid places, or like I could go to restaurants and whatever
Yeah.
and not feel too bad about it. I'm 6 years sober now.
Oh,
So, well, six
congratulations.
in July. Thank you.
Awesome. What's the date in July?
24th.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah,
Congratulations. That's awesome.
thank you.
I love hearing that. I love hearing dates. That's so cool. So when you discharged, um, did you, who picked you up? Your girlfriend, your
Yes.
parents, your
My
girlfriend?
girlfriend, yes.
Okay. Were you in contact while you were in rehab with your parents and your girlfriend at all?
Yeah, they let me, we had our phones for like an hour a night, I think.
Okay.
So I was able to call people and
Yeah. Yeah.
Facebook and all that good stuff.
So did you ever thank your parents for like giving you that ultimatum
Yeah,
of going to
uh,
rehab?
I did. We ended up having a falling out later in an unrelated issue, but
Yeah.
I was more than grateful. And yeah, I mean, them and my girlfriend, it took strong people to,
Yeah. Caring and loving people.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm a pretty big dude. I'm like 6'2", 220. So uh, it's harder for, and I always have this like mean mug on my face. So unless you really know me, you wouldn't want to help me. So um, it was good that I had these people in my life to
Yeah.
get me straightened out.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad that you had them in your life too. You're 6 years sober, so that says a lot. So you went to an AA rehab. Um, was it sponsored by AA or was it like AA based?
It was a based.
Okay.
Yeah, we came and had like, or they came and like did readings, and every morning we
Yeah.
had to fill out our higher power's name and what we were grateful for. And I
Okay.
always just made up some name. Just, I fought it in the beginning. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't have a higher power.
Yeah.
Um, and eventually I just was tired of arguing, so I just went along with it, which
Yeah.
is what I think a lot of people do in general.
Yes. Yes. I know when I was in rehab, we had people from AA come in once a week. We had NA come in once a week. I did not go to NA because my DOC, like yours, is alcohol. AA was not for me. It personally was not for me. I won't go into why it wasn't for me. But I went because it was mandatory. I listened to some of the stories and I, honestly, I was in awe because I'm like, God, just when I thought I was horrible with my DOC, I'm listening to these people going, wow, how did they ever survive? Because I mean, there were nights where I would drink a fifth and I would even say to myself, man, maybe if I drink this whole thing, I won't wake up in the morning.
Oh,
Wouldn't
yes,
that be great? Yeah.
correct.
Yeah. So, so I found a different recovery meeting for me. I did go once I was discharged. I went for probably a good year, maybe. I'm 3 years sober. And um,
Awesome.
yeah. So, my little recording thing is telling me that we are almost out of time, so we may make this a two-part one. What I wanted to get at was if you have seen Nathan on TikTok and you are an AA advocate, we are not dissing AA in this one bit. We just want to make it known to people that there are other recovery formats out there. Now, if all I knew was AA when I got out of rehab, I probably would say, screw that, I'm not going to go. And I probably would have relapsed. So,
Same.
yeah. So, did you go to any meetings?
I went to IOP for a little bit, which includes meetings. Uh, but as soon as I realized that wasn't required, I stopped going. Uh, I did have a sponsor for like one meeting, and it just felt very hokey to me. And it's like, I just, this guy who's also has a problem is trying to tell me what to do. It just didn't make sense to me.
Sure, I
And
get that.
yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, I think I went to a couple meetings, got a sponsor once, and then I went to go get my 1 year chip just as a way to tell myself, like, hey, it's been a year. And then after that, nothing.
Yeah, you're
I
doing it on
mean,
your own. I'm proud of you.
yeah, thank you.
Good. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. So, I do want to wrap this up before we get like cut short, and we will do a second part on this. I do want to mention some of the other recovery meetings, and they will be in the show notes with links too. There is Smart Recovery, Recovery Dharma. There is a 12-step Buddhist, Secular Organization for Sobriety or SOS, Life Ring, Celebrate Recovery. Woman for Sobriety, Wellbriety, Christians in Recovery, and the Secular Recovery Group. There are more and more new recovery formats coming out. People are realizing that it's we are not us addicts. We are not just one person. There needs to be something for everyone. So, Nathan, I want to thank you for being on today. I look forward to our second part. And I also want to say thank you for your service. I appreciate
Yeah,
you going into the service.
happy to serve.
Yeah, yeah. If you could give one bit of advice to people, what would that be?
Look into the medical journals and the scientific papers. Look into breathing exercises and exercise and every other thing that's out there that, I mean, you could rebalance your dopamine levels, you could rebalance your serotonin levels. You could do it yourself without any outside uh force necessary.
Yeah.
I plan on teaching a lot of that in Sober Local. I will be getting more into educational content as opposed to shock and awe content.
I love
Uh,
that. Absolutely love it. Love it. Love it. That's why I wanted to have you on here.
yeah,
Good, good. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. Please look forward to the second part of this interview with Nathan, Mr. Sober Local, and there will be a link also to his social media. Until we see you again, have a great day. Bye.